Appreciate you guys tuning in. Show love. Like I said, hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's get this thing moving along, though, man, because I think the NFL MVP race is an interesting conversation right now because to me, there are 4 names that you have to bring up in it. And I think there's one name that's absolutely just not being talked about. And if he wins this weekend, you could talk about him as the NFL MVP yet again. The 4 names for me: Josh Allen.
Yes.
Joe Burrow.
No.
Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
No Joe Burrow? Wait a minute. Hold on.
No. Record. Man got a losing record.
He got a losing record. You never give it to the people with the losing record.
Hey, he's so far under 500.
I'm just talking about being in the conversation.
He's not even in the conversation because he's not because his
Joe Burrow has the best quarterback stats out of all these quarterbacks. You know that, right?
He's not in there because
I remember Deshaun Watson having stats like that
because he's losing. So you stat wise,
Deshaun Watson was in the MVP race.
He didn't get it.
Stat wise, yes, but he's not in it.
I said, is he in the conversation?
True. The only thing I'm asking is if you're not going to put him in there, at least at the 4, who would you put over?
Lamar Jackson.
You're going to put Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson is in the conversation.
Lamar Jackson. It's only a 4.
I was getting to it, and I was stunned that we were excluding Joe Burrow.
It's only a 4-name race. It is. It's Barkley. It's Saquon. It's Josh. It's Lamar, and it's Jared Goff.
No. Jared Goff is not in this conversation.
He's in the conversation.
Jared
because
Goff is not in this conversation.
He's in the conversation because he is putting up numbers and they have the best record. They tie for the second best record in
Jared
the NFL.
Goff is not in this MVP.
And this is why we have the conversation because this is the debate. So let's start with you. Who do you have as the MVP?
To me, I think it's asinine that we're not talking about Lamar Jackson. It blows my mind. Now, I think
the first time ever, I'm in agreement.
I think that you have to talk about Lamar as a guy who has to win the big games, right? I think the Steelers game, if you win this game, you're having the conversation about him as the MVP unquestioned. Because the biggest question around Lamar is what?
Can he win a big game?
Can you win a big game?
Can you win a big game?
Now, a lot of these big games that he's lost, I don't know if I'd actually put it on Lamar. But
facts.
I think that is a conversation that you have to have because Josh Allen is winning these big games, and I can't take it away from Josh Allen that he's winning these big games when Lamar isn't, right? But Lamar Jackson has 34 touchdowns passing on the season. He's got 3,500 passing yards this year. He's completing his passes at a 68% clip.
Crazy.
He has 3 interceptions on the season. You know what my favorite part about these 3 interceptions is?
Probably could be 0.
I've gone back and looked at every single one of the 3 interceptions.
It passes.
They are absolutely not on Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson could be at this point of the season and have 0 interceptions this year. He's also adding, I have to look this up because I didn't have this, 3 more rushing touchdowns.
Nice.
So he's got 37 total touchdowns on the season.
I'm going to side with Drew on this one and make the claim that Jared Goff should be in the conversation. He's not my pick.
No, he's not my pick.
He's not my pick. I agree with Pat that Lamar Jackson is doing something. He has more passing yards than he's ever had, if I'm not mistaken, 3,500 plus in still counting. But Jared Goff has a 71% completion rate.
He's completing the football at a ridiculous rate.
He also has
a 5 interception game.
Oh, great!
They did win it.
They did win it though.
That's why he's not the front runner. The front runner is Buffalo and
I think that's
and Lamar.
I would say
that's 1 and 2.
Jared Goff is over Josh Allen in that sense.
Saquon is going to get it if and only if he breaks the NFL rushing record.
Which is
I'm
possible.
going for Saquon. The fact is that his impact, they already had a team, they had the line, had all that. But the fact that they're back to being number 1,
I agree with that. Like, Philly is not nowhere near dominating the way they are if it's not for Saquon.
If he puts them over the top, he's a key. If he's not there,
I don't believe it.
Yeah, he was the final piece.
Yeah,
then
he puts them over the top.
Then you have to ask yourself a question: what is your parameters of the MVP?
The best player in the NFL.
No, that's not the MVP is the most valuable player of your team.
Wait a minute.
It's not. It's just if you take this individual off the team, how good are they going to play? Really?
Yeah, shout out to that. Yeah, they listen.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Drew?
I ain't not saying anything.
Six pack of
Run the credits. Do your own sound now. Do your own sound now.
Do your own sound now. It's crazy. Go ahead, Drew. I'm joking.
No, Drew, seriously. You lost me when you said it's not the best player.
No,
I was like, wait a minute.
What I'm saying is those valuable player is theoretically, if you take them off the team, are they able to maintain? If they're not able to maintain the scoring and the record and all that of the team, that is most more valuable player. That is, if you take them off the team is just go straight in the garbage. They can't win. They can't do nothing. They can't function. That's what the definition of MVP is.
By that standard, Sam Darnold should be in this conversation.
Right, because
Sam Darnold could be in the conversation.
And they got him. They got him in the top.
JJ
10.
doesn't get them yards. Neither does Addison without those. Without that pass.
And this is tough.
And I gotta stop saying JJ. Justin Jefferson.
It's tough because we didn't put Kirk in these conversations.
No, he just had.
We didn't put Kirk in these MVP conversation, and Kirk was doing exactly what Sam Darnold was doing.
I mean,
at the same level,
Kirk is doing exactly what Josh Allen is doing.
Well, no, they're 12-2.
Well, Kirk is sitting on a bench, so he's not doing what Josh Allen.
Well,
and it's Michael Penix time.
Look at the.
They look more dominant.
Is that a big Penix over?
That's a big Penix over there.
Big Penix.
Hey, listen. Hey, hello, boys.
Massive Penix coming in.
Hey, listen, throwing it deep over there.
Shout out to Paulie G with the super chat, man. $20 super chat. Appreciate the love. Paulie G said Barkley the MVP. He'd have more touchdowns if Hurts weren't doing all those QB sneaks. Allen is going to win it because the media has been trying to give it to him for a while. Lamar, unfortunately, hasn't went deep in the playoffs. Playoffs do not matter, though, when you're talking about the regular season MVP.
Regular season.
And for me, here's the thing. Lamar Jackson has become everything that everybody has said
he wasn't.
I need to see him become.
Yeah, he is.
He has turned into, dare I say, in my opinion, a top 3 quarterback in this NFL.
Would you say he's the best dual threat quarterback ever?
He's absolutely. That's a great conversation.
Yes.
Dual threat ever?
Yes.
Best dual threat. He's
been better than Mike Vick since 3 seasons ago.
Here's what I will ask. In a
regular season.
Because we don't think of
Randall Cunningham.
Josh Allen as a dual threat quarterback. What do you call Josh Allen?
Steve Young.
You know what? You got a good point.
Steve Young was a dual threat quarterback. What do you call Steve Young?
Wait.
We think of these guys.
Patrick Mahomes is a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah,
he's more like Aaron Rodgers.
When I say dual threat, like Steve Young was a dude that hit you with and make you miss. Pat Mahomes is like, I'm a run if I got to.
Yeah,
he's
like
opportunistic
Rodgers.
runner.
Yeah,
he's like Aaron Rodgers, and if we're gonna call Aaron Rodgers a dual threat quarterback, that would be nuts. To me, Josh Allen is a dual threat quarterback, and most just don't call him that because of his skin color.
Do you put a number to it?
Do I put a number
so many rushing yards make you a dual threat quarterback?
No, because for me, Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger was a dual threat quarterback because if he had to run, he would absolutely kill you.
No, he trucked some people
in his first
few years. But Ben would always run, right?
More like he didn't know where to throw, and then
he would run to be able to throw downfield. So he really didn't.
He would extend plays,
right? Extend plays. There you go. That's
he's in that chair.
He would extend plays,
but because he was big enough,
right?
Cam Newton's the other dual threat.
Yeah, but Lamar's a by far better passer than Cam Newton, and I love Cam. Yeah. I think Cam is one of the best that we've seen. But
we said dual threat.
But here's the thing: Patrick Mahomes is not a pocket QB.
That's an argument, though. That's an argument. That's an argument.
Patrick Mahomes. He is a pocket QB.
Pat Mahomes is the best off-platform quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think that's
next to Rodgers.
Pat Mahomes also might be the best quarterback we've ever seen. But Pat Mahomes is the best off-platform quarterback we've ever seen.
Pat Mahomes might be the best quarterback we've ever seen.
He might be the best quarterback we've ever seen.
And John Elway was a problem too. That Joe used to run a lot. He used to.
John Elway used to lead with his teeth, though. That's a whole different conversation. Just be biting his way.
He was an old man. He got helicoptered into the end zone. It was like.
I think this is where we have to have the tournament of players. Because we have to have the tournament of who's the best dual threat. That's a real conversation.
That's a good conversation.
Well, you got a new bracket.
We have a new bracket.
That's a good bracket.
It's probably only 16 players.
I think here's the thing. If you were to rank your MVP right now, because we still got a lot we got to get to on the show. If you were to rank your top 3 in the MVP race right now, where would you go?
Lamar, Josh, Saquon. For me, it's easy.
Where would you go?
Lamar, Saquon, and Josh.
Saquon too is interesting.
Saquon 1, and then Lamar.
Crazy work.
Wow. Because I see the impact of what he's done for Philly.
I have to give
Philly,
it to
nobody
Philly
was
would
even
not have
thinking
been
about
as good. Philly would not have been as good.
Nobody was thinking they would be contending for the number 1 in the East at the beginning of the
You
year.
don't have to depend on Jalen Hurts.
Everybody expected the Ravens to be the Ravens, right?
True.
They're going to probably,
Yes.
win the division possibly.
You did expect the Ravens.
You always expected. Nobody expected. Philly.
I did expect Philly to win the NFC East, though. I picked them to win the NFC East. I also expected Philly to have 12 wins.
You picked them to have 12 wins?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Right, good for you. What do you want? Foot-long cookie?
We went to Subway yesterday. Got to get them as a sponsor. What
up, Drew?
But no, what you got, Drew? Who's your top 3?
I got Josh number 1, Lamar 2, and Saquon 3.
I'm not mad at Josh. Josh has been balling, bro. Josh has been an absolute monster this year. I mean, realistically speaking,
You take them off that team, they don't win 3.
Well, listen, if you take
They
Josh
don't
Allen,
win 3?
They don't win 3 games without Josh Allen.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Oh,
obvious.
okay.
He's
I
the
see what
starting
you're saying.
quarterback.
He's the
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But see, here's my problem with Josh
I get
Allen.
what you're saying.
Here's my problem with Josh Allen.
You're saying they winning because of him specifically.
Josh Allen
Josh
has been ridiculously efficient. I do agree with that. I do think you win because of Josh Allen. I think that he's a main reason behind it.
64% though.
Nowhere near the yards or touchdowns of Lamar Jackson. Now, has the skins on the wall? Has the skins on the wall? Josh Allen has beaten the Dolphins. Josh Allen has beaten the Ravens. Josh Allen has beaten the Texans. He's beaten they beat the Chiefs, right? Like no, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
But they
did. They finally
Are they the only team that beat the Chiefs?
They finally beat them.
But you have to look at it this way. This was supposed to be a down year for Buffalo. They were not supposed to be in contention. Yes, it was a whole
but people only believe that just because Stephon Diggs was gone, and I don't know if I ever went with that. I was like, is Josh Allen dead?
They lost a lot of defensive players for salary cap.
Yeah.
So this was supposed to be a down year for the Bills.
They beat the Chiefs last month.
They beat the Chiefs, yeah
21-30.
So with them supposed to be in a down year, and they're actually in contention for the Super Bowl, you have to give. That's what they're giving Allen the slight nudge ahead of Lamar.
Now, here's my thing. I want to make a case for this player, and I do. My top 3, I would go Lamar. 2 right now. Can't believe I'm saying this.
Uh-oh.
I would go Saquon. I would go Saquon. No, you son. Sorry. My 3rd, I think Joe Burrow's got to enter this conversation.
Not at all. Absolutely not.
3 games left.
Absolutely not.
3 games left. 3 games left. Completing 68% of his passes, 3,900 yards on the season, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Again, when you look at
3 of y'all need to get the ball.
Jared Goff, 71% completion rate, 3,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 INTs, 110 QBR.
And a 5 interception game. The 5 interception game takes him up. Because everyone has been so perfect.
Guess what?
Everyone has been so perfect.
Who has a losing record? Who has a winning record?
I give you that. But here's let me point to some of these losses.
Neither team is successful.
Kid, let me point to some of these losses.
Cincinnati is not competitive now.
Let me point to some of these losses that the Bengals have had.
Oh, close losses.
No, it's not about it being close. 41-38.
Great.
That's on him.
No. Yeah, because he threw interceptions and he fumbled.
He threw 35-34.
Depends on the game because he did have a game where he.
Both of these games are the Ravens games. 35-34.
One of those games was on him. I'm not saying which one it was. I don't remember which one it was. I do understand that one of those games was on the.
I
offense.
put up 34 points. It's on me.
The conversation is.
I put up 34 points. It's on me.
Yes, because you fumbled or threw an interception in a critical spot.
So defense don't play no part in this.
No, because he has to play perfect. That's the argument.
No conversation on the defense at all.
It's the argument with Joe Burrow. He has to play perfect.
Being in the MVP race,
but it's not.
I do remember
lost to the Steelers 44-38.
The Commanders game was on him. I remember that game. I watched that.
Well, the Commanders game was on him. He threw a pick at the end zone.
Though, if you take a person,
these are not my rules.
No,
these are the rules of the voters.
Quarterback like that value off of the team, how worse would they be?
Hey,
how much more worse would they be?
I agree with you. These are the
considering that they only won like 4 games. I don't know how much worse they can get.
No. My point is not.
They ain't got a winning record, dog.
Here's the thing. My point is not. I said Lamar's my one. Lamar wins it for me. You beat the Steelers this weekend, which the Ravens have never done under John Harbaugh, so it's probably not going to happen right now. Lamar wins it.
Sam Darnold's in there for me before Joe.
But just like this, Pat tell me the last QB on a losing team to win an MVP, I'll wait. Not saying he's going to win it.
Yeah.
I'm saying he should be in the
race,
conversation. He is a top. He is the top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now, and his team is not a top 3 team.
Respectfully, Sam Darnold would have to be in that conversation before him, in my opinion.
Sam Darnold's a better quarterback
I ain't gonna lie.
than Joe Burrow.
They do have similar.
The stats are kind of
similar.
He's 67.6% on the completion rate. He has 29 touchdowns. He has 11 INTs. He has 3,500 yards. He's playing really good ball, and they're winning.
Bro, Joe has 30. What did I just say? 35 touchdowns. 35 is a big difference.
It's only 6. It's only 6.
Hey, 35 and 8.
But you
36 and 8.
fumbles. You got to count the
He has less
fumbles too.
interceptions.
That's a lot of like 36 touchdowns is a big difference. What'd you say? 29?
29.
That's a big difference.
7 touchdowns. I give it to you.
Yeah. But
36 touchdowns is a big difference than 29.
But winning matters.
You got to look at
Like
the
when we're
turnovers
talking
too.
about 1-2 touchdowns, that's different.
But winning matters.
I agree with you. I didn't say he was going to win. My thing is we're disrespecting him in the conversation.
I don't think it's disrespectful. He probably wouldn't put himself in the conversation because he's not winning.
I honestly,
If you're a
Joe Burrow is not winning, I don't think he would put himself in the conversation.
There's a conversation to say that Joe Burrow. Here's the thing. There's a conversation right now to say that Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh yeah, I can believe it.
If you want to talk about accuracy, I can give it to you.
If we're talking about numbers, if we're talking about production offensively,
if you just had a blank sheet, you put that number.
he
down.
can't play defense. He can't go out there and play DB and say, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't let this mug streak down the right sideline."
He can play a perfect game though with no interceptions and no fumbles. If he does that, then your argument is validated.
How many fumbles does he have on the season?
He has much turnovers. Say again.
Again, what is the definition of MVP?
The best player on the best team.
That's the question I asked you.
It's the best player on the best team in the
league. The
league.
liquor bottle on me.
No.
That's the question I asked her. I said, "What is your parameters
Am I wrong?
of the MVP?"
You take the person off the team, and they look worse.
Let's be real.
That was my answer
best
earlier. You guys
QB
took
on the
box.
best team because it's a QB award.
Again, I'm not saying he's going to win it. I never said he was. going to win
that's
it.
not the argument. I get what
My
you're saying.
point is, people are sitting here talking about Joe Burrow like he's dog water. He's the second best quarterback.
No.
In the NFL.
No, not saying that at all.
You're putting Josh Allen above him. Joe Burrow's having a better season than Josh Allen stat wise and production wise.
But your team success.
Somebody
comes
mentioned a
into play.
name that I didn't even think about.
By the way,
Baker
he's only lost
Mayfield.
4 fumbles this season.
Baker Mayfield.
That goes
Baker
in
Mayfield's stats?
conjunction with his interception. So it's
They're
15 turnovers.
The thing is, it's a combination of winning.
Hold on, wait a minute.
How much?
I don't know. Baker Mayfield, 70% completion rate, 3,600 yards, 32 tuds, 14 INTs.
14 INTs.
14 INTs.
By the way, Josh Allen has 5 fumbles.
Here's the thing. Can we just admit this? We are entering an era of QB that is like, it's really good.
It's crazy.
It's really good.
Well, it's all the new rules that you can't touch a quarterback.
Let's be real. The rules are ridiculous.
You can't touch
the rules are ridiculous.
You can't touch after 5 yards.
Well, no, it's not the quarterback rules. It's quarterbacks finally taking advantage of the wide receiver rules. Can you imagine Tom Brady ever throwing a football over the middle versus Brian Urlacher?
No.
Versus Ray Lewis.
No.
Lewis.
That receiver's
Can you imagine versus
Troy Polamalu?
You know who used to do it? You know who used to do it? You know who used to do it? Troy Polamalu.
The headhunter.
You know who used to do it? Peyton used to set his receivers up to die. He used to set them mugs up to die. The rules are just different, bro.
No, we're talking John Lynch. We're talking like
it's different.
Killers.
It's a different world.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown.
What was
Mike Brown won the linebacker?
No, what was the team that had
Legion of Boom?
That they gave you the money when they took the heads off when you was knocking people out of the game?
Browner?
Who was that? What team was that?
Brandon Brown.
I can't hear. We having 3 conversations at once, boys. We doing a whole show right now.
Like I was saying, Brandon Browner. Is that what we think? Browner, right? Yeah, whatever.
Who you talking about? You talking about the linebacker?
No, I'm talking about the team.
No, not
the
you.
team,
Them. They conversation. I'll get to you in a second. They conversation. You talking about the Seattle linebacker?
No, the safety. There was a big.
Cam Chancellor. I was gonna say Bobby Wagner.
No, there's another one.
Wagner's
your linebacker.
Bobby Wagner.
No, it was Browner. It was another guy.
It was Browner.
Yeah, but you even then the rules had played in. Now, what were you saying?
I was saying that you were right in the fact of the rules have changed over the middle. Because look at the I can't remember the defensive team they used to get $500,000 of dollars.
Saints. Bounty Gate. You talking about Bounty Gate? Yeah,
literally. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. So yeah, of course the numbers are going to go up because you don't have secret squirrel, stuff like that going on.
Morocco mole, actually.
Shout out to Pterodactyl's pops, Earl Thomas.
Oh, y'all thinking of Earl Thomas? Earl Thomas was killing.
Another one.
He was killing.
They had plenty.
Well, they had the Legion of Boom, dog. It was a lot of them.
Saying. It was Legion of Boom. It was a killer.
Like my favorite was Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark
was a part of the Detroit
people.
Palomalu era, though.
Yes.
But like, it's the quarterbacks now are taking advantage of the rules of like, you gotta let him land, you gotta turn his head. You know how many receivers didn't used to turn their head? You know how many receivers didn't get a chance to turn their head before they died?
Ooh.
Les Briggs murdered Megatron.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite
Moss
things.
didn't want to come across the middle.
Bro, like, you know what I mean?
He didn't come across the middle.
Hey, bro.
Hey, out route.
Hey, no. What was it? It was. I think they was playing the Ravens and they called a play for him. He was like,
Nope.
I'm gonna run straight. I'm gonna run straight. And scored a touchdown on it. Scored a touchdown. It was a one-on-one. He was like, just throw it up there. I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. But it was just like they tried to send him over the middle of the Ray. He was like, absolutely. Like Ray was like, it's a different
or Sterling
world.
Sharp.
And here's the thing, or Sterling Sharp. Here's the thing. It was disrespect to them mugs if you tried it.
Yep.
It was disrespectful for you to try and run across the middle on Ray Lewis, and Ray was going to take that out on the receiver. He was going to take out how mad he was at the OC for sending somebody his way on the receiver.
Let's talk about
Tom Waddle used to die.
Let's talk about something.
Waddle.
Let's talk about something that's disrespectful. Would you call it just a fix being in if Patrick Mahomes wins MVP?
Pat Mahomes,
He's not even
the
playing
conversation.
that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He's not even
Hey,
in the
best team. Hey, listen, if they go, they may have the best record in football.
That's called a team.
Yeah, no, but he not even in the conversation. Their offense not good enough. Their offense ain't showing.
You could also say that he
may win the Super Bowl, and I do believe
you
he
could
will win
also
the Super
say
Bowl.
he has so many injuries at receiver that I mean, like, he's playing with backups of backups.
You get what you get.
Yeah.
You ain't got the numbers.
Hollywood may come back.
You ain't got the numbers.
No, I think he was active.
He practiced.
So it's like he ain't got who he got Worthy and Kelsey.
He got D-Hop.
He got D-Hop.
He got D-Hop.
He got halfway through the season over.
Let's keep this thing moving along, man. We talked about this way longer than I expected to, but I love it, man. Great conversation, and it gave Joel some time to make some graphics there. You good? You good?
Hey,
You all right?
You watching?
Yeah, I'm watching. I was trying to let him finish it out. He over here typing away.
Man, my library, I had to redo some stuff, so